What's up, guys? So check this out. So this is pretty cool. So this is what we're gonna do when I'm at bowling events and stuff. Now I'm gonna have this uploaded. I can do this straight from my camera. I can move around. I can have the camera set. And here's what's cool. So I'm gonna be able to have this camera facing the lane so you guys can see the live stream. And then on the bottom, you can see right here, you can see all the bowling balls that I have with me. So I'll update this before I go to an event, and you'll be able to see the bowling balls that I have with me. And now here's the cool thing. Now, during the event, remember I made a post about this. I wish there was an app. I just got notification that now this app allows me to do this. So now when say I'm using the pinup trend, I can just do this. And now I can have this scrolling on the bottom, because I've always got people watching the live streams they're always asking, they're saying, I guess I should make sure, okay, up and running, fine, good. Okay, cool. So I always have people asking, like, what ball is he using? What, and they can't really see, they can't really tell. So now when I make ball changes and stuff, I can literally come right back to the camera and I can just click and change balls. Now I've got the pin-up halo in my hand. Now I can go to the aspect, which is a pin down version of the aspect. So I can literally show you, and you can see on the screen exactly what ball that I'm using. And right now, I believe I'm streaming live both on Bowler X, on my YouTube channel, and on the Facebook page as a test. I wanted to see how this worked. So this is going to give you multiple avenues, not just on my YouTube channel. I don't have to switch back and forth trying to be fair to the Bowler X channel and my channel. And as you can see, I'm literally walking around with the camera in my hand, able to do this right now. So that's pretty cool. This makes it so much easier. It's going to give me the ability to do so much more with my live streams now. I'll be able to have these overlays, and I'll be able to do a lot more at events. The next event is going to be next weekend in Akron. I'm bowling a doubles tournament on Friday, and then I'm bowling a singles event on Saturday, and hopefully on Sunday. It is on a league pattern though, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me, because everybody that knows me knows I don't do well on league patterns. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, so this is kind of how this is going to work as far as, the live streaming goes from now on. So I think this is a pretty neat thing. I think this will be cool for people to be able to see exactly what's going on. So maybe I won't be on kind of giving you, live footage as far as, oh, I made this ball change. I won't do it all the time, but maybe I'll do some some like that. Maybe when we get into match play and stuff like that, I'll go with a microphone on. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of all of this? I'm starting a new league, and this, can I put comments up from here? Oh, I can. That's kind of cool. Covers up the bowling balls, but that's okay. I could still at least put those up. So that's pretty neat. Starting a new league, and this is my first time in league. Do you have any tips for me? Yeah, just have fun. I mean, league's just about having fun. Try and set goals from the beginning. Whatever you think your average is, or whatever your average is to start, maybe just try to think of, okay, if I'm 170, I want to try to get to 175 by this day. So just kind of give yourself some small goals, and just try to pay attention to your ball motion. Try to pay attention to making spares, just whatever it is. Depends on, what kind of bowler you are. Yeah, Steve, so new technology here. So for those of you who just jumped in, this is going to be the new layout that I'm using for live streaming. So when I have, normally I just have a camera set up, you see nothing, you see no logos, you see no bowling balls, you see nothing. It's just people bowling. And then I get people on here all the time that are saying, like, what ball is he using? What game is it in? And I can even upload, what game it's in on here too. Maybe on the scrolling bar, I'll change it to say, game 1, game 3, game 5, whatever. But I can do it all straight from the device. So I don't have to have a huge elaborate setup going on in order to do this. I can do this simply with a phone or an iPad or anything like that. So this is going to be pretty sweet. You're going to be able to see, I can change the banner that you see scrolling on the bottom to, now I'm going to switch to the volatility torque. There you go. Now you can see the new ball in use is the volatility torque, and you can see the arrows down below the bowling balls that says whether they're pin up or pin down. If I want to get fancy, maybe I'll make some PNG images of these bowling balls with the layouts on them, that really doesn't matter too much. But maybe I guess I'll do a vote, see what people think about all that stuff. But I think this is going to be pretty neat. John, where would you put or use the Rotogrip nuclear cell? I thought that one's locked into the pro shop there, so I can't even get to it. That one and a couple other balls that I wish I had right now. But that's another strong, I think it's asymmetric, another strong. I had that one pin up, so that's going to fit in with like the volatility torque. It's going to fit in with like the trend area, but it's going to be a little bit stronger, I think. So more of a tournament bowler. Should I expand my arsenal by getting more balls? I only have like 3. Yeah, I mean, if you want to become a little bit better and give yourself more options, I think this is the layout you see here with mine, with these 9 bowling balls. I think this is kind of where I want to go. I think I want to, I don't want to do, I'm going to sit down because I'm walking around. I was just trying to walk around a little bit so that way you guys could see that it's mobile and you can do multiple things with it. But I think 9 bowling balls is pretty much where I'm going to take everywhere. So if you have 3 and you're trying to bowl, you know, some tournaments and some tougher things, you can bowl with 3 bowling balls, but I think it makes it tough. I think it makes it to where it makes it a little bit more difficult to have a variance, you know. So because you're going to want some different covers, you're going to want some different layouts. You're going to want some on one extreme and some on the other extreme. So you're going to want to do some different things to be able to improve an arsenal or be able to play multiple parts of the lane. Because, you know, if you have 3 bowling balls, and I'm guessing they're probably fairly similar as far as motion goes, it's not going to do you much good. So yeah, I would expand on 3 balls for sure. What ball cover are you going to start with? Most times I'm going to start with that IQ Tour, or that Aspect, or the Halo. So those 3 on the left, I'm generally going to look at those as my starting pieces, because they are, you know, I know the IQ Tour is technically a pearl, but it reacts as if it's a solid cover. It's more of like a benchmark for me. So in my steps, I have, you know, like the Aspect would be the strongest of those 3. The Halo would then the IQ. And then as I move or as I do different things, I have, you know, I have this, the afterburners are the weakest pieces in here, but I got 1 pin up, I got 1 pin down, and then I have a super strong pin up pearl in that volatility, and then I have one that's just a step down in the trend there. So I have a couple of different options here, and I feel like I'm missing some. Oh yeah, I had a parallax too, but that one I don't think is going to make my. I don't think that one's going to make my arsenal because it's just different. I need to put more time in with that ball to get it to really understand what it's capable of doing, because it's super rolly, lazy, and it would fit in this arsenal. I just don't know where I would use it, you know. So looking at different questions here. Friendly critique, maybe make the logos and ball images slightly smaller so they cover up less of the bowling action, depending on how far back you have the camera set up. Yeah, I'll look at that. When I get into the bowling center, I'll try to have it set up in a spot to where, you know, it's not taking up so much space. Maybe I do need to make them a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. But once I get to a bowling center and have it and test it, maybe I'm going and doing some video shooting on Thursday. So maybe I'll go live and kind of test it out there a little bit there. Again, you guys can see some of it there. Yeah, Emmanuel, this is actually, I'm using an Android phone and this is on my phone right now. So yes. Let me see here. All right, I pretty much got through all that. So anyway, the Rubicon. Yeah, they sent me the Rubicon, and it got sent to the shop, and because the shop's closed, it got sent back to Storm. So they're sending one to my house because I don't have a way to get into the shop. So still stuck in Michigan with nothing able to do, you know, as far as that goes. I can't get into the shop. I can't practice. I have to drive an hour and 15 minutes down to New Glass Bowl at Shopmakers Pro Shop to be able to do what I need to do. But luckily for me, he's been very generous, letting me use his shop, let me use the lanes to be able to do reviews and some videos and keep the channels going how they need to go. So it works out pretty good. You know, I'm just kind of looking at different avenues, trying to do different things, like going live like this, you know, just to upload, just to be able to have different things on the channels, to be able to give you guys, you know, ways to look at other things and have more content to pay attention to, you know, and I'd like to go live more often, and have more bowling conversations. It's just really difficult because of my kids are so dang noisy. You know, it makes it hard trying to do videos. They're running around screaming, hooting and hollering. So Thursday, luckily, I won't have the kids. I'm going to take them to play with some friends at one of my friends' house, and they're going to play with their kids for the day. So I'll be able to go and get some stuff done without having the kids running around. But yeah, normally going live is tough because I have kids running around screaming. Like right now, they're outside. So I kind of have a little bit of free time. But yeah, here comes one now. He's going to open the door, the sliding glass door. And he's going to come inside and probably try to get on my lap right now. But yeah, anyway. Is it bad to have a gap between your hand and the ball when your fingers and thumb are in the holes? Yeah, I mean, a little bit of one probably isn't that bad, but you don't want it to be too big. You want it to kind of be in control. You'd like to be able to have it sitting on your palm as much as possible, but not to the point where you have to stretch your span too much to get it to sit flat. It doesn't necessarily have to sit flat. You could have some room in there, but again, it's up to you. It's entirely up to how you want to see it or how you want to feel. I'm hoping this week they talked last week saying that they were looking at possibility of opening up the rest of the businesses, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But hopefully this week they have some good news, at least let centers open, you know, even if it's at, you know, 50% capacity, that would be great. And I have a Rotogrip Hysteria, an Uproar, and a Wreck-It. Well, the Uproar and the Wreck-It, I think, are going to be similar, and the Hysteria is going to be just a step up above that, I think, if I remember correctly, because the Hysteria is fairly old now. But yeah, I mean, so you've got two lower end balls in the Wreck-It and the Uproar. I guess they technically considered mid-range, but I think they're more lower end now when you look at, you know, exactly what they are compared to what today is out. But I would be grabbing some stronger balls, a solid symmetrical, maybe a solid asymmetrical, and then, you know, maybe a big asymmetric pearl or a solid, you know, or a solid symmetrical pearl to add to those. Radical bonus. Yeah, I have the bonus coming, and then the Tempo by Track, I believe, and then a bunch of new ones from Brunswick coming soon that I'm going to be doing reviews for. So benefit move from 14 to 15. Yeah, you get an extra pound of hitting power. You know, I know the studies kind of say that you don't see a ton of difference between it, but you know, any advantage you can get, I think it would be good. Just like going from 15 to 16, I think, you know, obviously an extra pound going into the pins probably would help. So if you ask Machuga, Mike Machuga, he says that, you know, the 16-pound bowling balls actually free his swing a little bit, you know, the extra little bit of weight, and softens his hand up a little bit. So I mean, I guess there's benefits both ways. You know, you get a little bit less weight on strength, a little bit less weight, you know, and restriction on your wrist and all that. And then, you know, maybe you free up your swing, or, you know, a little bit extra hitting power. I guess it kind of could go anyway. It depends on what you're looking for. Your video of all the pin downs, what did you notice? Well, I think the IQ Tour and the Afterburner are similar on fresh conditions. Afterburner maybe being a little bit smoother than the IQ Tour. The IQ Tour would pick up a little bit better as you move left. And then in the transition, the Afterburner got much smoother than the IQ Tour. And then you had the Honey Badger was overall stronger than both of those pieces, and a little bit kind of the same downlane, maybe a little bit more downlane than the IQ Tour. And it smoothed out a little bit in transition. And then the aspect was just, it was a lot of bowling ball. It was strong all the way around. I could go around the lane. I could do a lot of different things with it, but sometimes it got to be a little bit too strong in the middle of the lane. So you could definitely see a difference in those four, because obviously they're four different cover stocks, you know, but even though they have the same layout on them, and that's kind of where I was going with this, is to make sure I have a majority of the same layout. So like all my pin up stuff, with the exception of the Halo, are the same layouts, and all the pin down are the same layouts as well. So that Halo has just got that, it's a 5.5-inch pin, and it's not as far up as the other pin ups. It's just above the middle finger, just, you know, kind of touching the middle finger. So it's just a little bit different there. A few more minutes here, and then I'm just gonna jump off here. I didn't want to stay on here very long, but Where do you go website to find tournaments to bowl in? Central Ohio. I would go to scratchbowling.com. Brian Regan runs a bunch of stuff in Ohio and in the Michigan area. He even goes into Indiana, and now he's going into, you know, like the Akron area and stuff like that. So go over to scratchbowling.com, check out stuff like that. Other than that, I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's a lot of different things. Just kind of join some Facebook groups and all that good jazz. They'll kind of let you in on all that kind of. You know, just pay attention to Facebook. A lot of events are shared on there. So, but anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I just kind of wanted to see how this thing worked. So you know, make sure to leave comments below so I can see some feedback. If you want to see something different or something that maybe can be added to a live stream, you know, let me know and I'll see if it's a possibility of adding it here. I think this is pretty cool. I think the ability to do it this way is going to be awesome. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well, but I'm out of here. We'll see you guys at some point when I come up with something new. So we'll see you guys later.